Lucifer Lou Holtz. Oh yeah, I predict in the fairly near future, whether you're alive or dead, that your grandkids are being taunted on the playground when the truth about you gets out. You're a monster, said in, that doctor describing Hannibal Lecter voice. Seriously, you're a monster of epic proportion. Yeah. Do people know, Lou, that you started John Foley at left tackle, supposedly wanting to win the game against Texas A&M, and John is an undersized linebacker who is hurt the entire fucking year. He couldn't practice for most of it, and he could maybe bench 170, 190 pounds. Yeah, and you started him against Texas A&M, and you sat me in the I was in the stands, and I'm thinking I'm one of the best pass rushers on that fucking team, and I'm in the stands and you're starting Foley. Are you getting paid to throw that fucking game, Lou? Seriously, I looked at all the fucking pass routes and you ran it, and it's almost like you threw that game, Lou. Kind of like the Pittsburgh game, Lou. Everybody in the stadium, Lou, knew they were going up the middle. They'd already gone up the middle. A quarterback sneak. There was already precedent. And it was the first play of the fourth quarter. We already had our assignment. It was basically an all-out attack. Make sure nothing to the outside, and then, if you can, blitz. And a last-second call, keeping us in the huddle, so when Pittsburgh is damn near deployed and ready to go, we're still scrambling, okay? It was you, Lou Holtz, overriding Foz Fazio, ordering me to stay home because for some reason you didn't want people seeing what I could actually do. And the fact that you fired me, you foolish SOB, you should just let it go, Lou. But you know what? Game film. They could have easily rebound, okay? Wait a minute. Dan Quinn, his hands on thigh pads when he's still leaping, he's still touching the ground. And slippery pants, man. Thank God I got his feet and shit. All right, but if it's not for me, they have another 6 points, and it's not like I didn't know what I had done, Lou. All right. As a matter of fact, my mind going out to rush in 3 deep over a tight end. Yeah, the closing speed to make that play, phenomenal. And I know I make the play. And what I should have done, Lou, is I stood up with his feet in my hands, Lou. This motherfucker right here, I swear to God, man, it just doesn't know how to take orders, does it? Kind of like Tony Rice and you jumping and attacking him. Anyways, I knew that I had made one of the best stops, man, ever, and I envisioned in my head they're talking about it, up in the press box, and then when I hit the sidelines, I'll get congratulated. And they'll be saying, man, he's a cool motherfucking customer because he didn't jump up and down and go crazy. And you know what? They didn't even mention my name, Lou. And when I hit the sidelines, I'm immediately fired. Seriously, Coach Holtz wants to talk to you. You're on the 14. Because I did my job and saved 6 points, I quit football immediately on the spot. And there's a section, okay, a film, where it's me sitting on a bench, and I'm looking at your back, Lou, and I'm thinking, you know what? If I continue playing football, I'll end up having you murdered, man. Seriously. And coaches like you. I knew Mark Brandon, and trust me, Mark Brandon is doing 280 to life in Supermax. Mark Brandon factually is as good looking or better than Mel Gibson, but Mark was about 6'6" when I met him my sophomore year in high school, Lou Holtz. And Mark Brandon, notorious gangster extraordinaire, was feeling bucky, man. He had just gotten out of the federal pen that very fucking day, okay? He was excited, and he ended up in a fight with a sophomore on El Camino Real, right across from Alpha Beta, right in the heart of Encinitas, man. And ended up on his back in a split second, and I was about to punch, Lou, and I was renowned for it, okay? Everybody that I fought got knocked out. See, Bon Lapua, broken collarbone. Crazy. Anyhow, but I wake up at the last second, and it's like, I'm gonna get suspended, Lou Holtz. And so I said, are we clear what happened here? And he nods, and I said, bounce. And so I let him escape. and he loved me for it, Lou. And he's a notorious fucking gangster that is doing 280 to life in Supermax for supposedly having somebody killed. And you know what? Yeah, I gave my uncle a free pass, gave him 20 years to work and make a lot of money to fuck me over continuously. But if I said no to Fred Riva, Lou Holtz, what do you think Mark Brandon would have said if I said, you know what, I want you to kill Lou Holtz instead? I didn't say that, obviously, but what if I did? And there's a movie to be made here, because there's a lot of different ways to violate somebody, okay? Nothing like those boys suffered at the hands of Jerry Sandusky. And what I'm saying is a movie showing my 4 best plays, the letter from Penn State inviting me to Happy Valley. What if I come? You know? What if I come and take a look? And I just hear about Jerry Sandusky. And I decided to look into it for the kids. My friendship with Mark Brandon, I guarantee you, Joe Rogan, that if I know Jerry Sandusky is molesting children, I guarantee you that I'm talking to Mark Brandon about it. And I'm saying, you know what, homie? He said, do you want me to do him? When I told him a story about Fred Riva handcuffing me to a tree like I was in a crucifix position for 4.5 fucking hours standing on my toes. And, you know, you said, you want me to do him? And I said no and shit. Would you do Jerry Sandusky instead? And that's a potential reality, Lou Holtz. Seriously. As I went all in and made it on that light. Bam. You know? Yeah. Fact, not fiction. I could have gone to Penn State, and if I hear about Jerry Sandusky, I'm having him killed. It just so happens that I ran across you, Lou. And seriously, I get fired for the play, and I quit it immediately. Because I'm knowing that I'm having motherfuckers like you killed. And the fact that you threw the fucking Texas A&M game, okay? The fact that you ordered me to stay home and look for a sweep on a goal line, everybody in the stadium knows they're going to the middle. The fact that you fired me, motherfucker, for doing my job, you know what? You should be expelled from the coaching ranks. And Stevie is getting famous with or without you, Lou Holtz. And guess what, Skipper? Does your daddy eat pussy? You know, because if he doesn't and you do, you should immediately play the violin. And when that pelvis attacks your face and it's like, oh my God, that flash of brilliance, orgasm, over and over and over and over, up to 2 hours, triple digits, brilliance, yeah, upgrading the Kama Sutra. You know what, Lou? I could have ended up, running IBM or sweeping it out. And you guys, you slurred my name, man, okay? Because I knew too much. And if you allow me to fucking hit the NFL, did you know that Fritz Seiforth, recruiting coordinator for Michigan, actually offered me the scholarship that they offered me before I, went to USC and then got a release, and Russ Purnell got fired, and all I had to do was get me a job, and I would have been a Trojan, Lou Holtz. And if I'm making the play in Cardinal and Gold, motherfucker, where am I? Am I sweeping out, because I'm poor, or am I on the cover of fucking Sports Illustrated? Seriously, okay? So, yeah, it's like this, Lou Holtz. Time is of the essence. You know what? Fact, Lou Holtz. I could pass a sobriety test, no problem. And my lips are getting a little dry. And enough THC to fell an elephant is just now hitting. Okay? And I could go for a long, long time without counterbalancing with stevia before I would even come close to getting a ticket. Alright? But the combination of the two together is so extraordinarily powerful that I got to start working out so I don't tear my body apart. But for a short burst, I can get jiggy, okay, with my former self, man, even faster before I pull the groin, man, because I didn't fucking warm up. You know what? And I was thrilled, all right? Thought Eddie Bravo had just called in and agreed to get on the pound of stevia a month club. And those that are doing it, reporting miracles, Lou Holtz. Seriously. Fat, tumors vanishing and shit. And It's like this, Lucifer Lou. You help get stevia famous. Skip Holtz. Validate the violin works. That will be the start, and that will go viral in a good way. Seriously. Think about it, Skipper. Okay? Your dad's a monster. Coach Fazio patted me on the ass before that last scrimmage when the defense that was sitting on the sidelines took over and stomped your first team offense into the ground, Lou Holtz. Remember when you had to give them like 6 first downs so they could get into the fucking end zone? Marty Lippincott at nose tackle, me at rush end. We were dominating in the backfield, Ricky Waters. How many times? Let's get the game film, motherfuckers. You know what? We took over. And it's like this, Lou. You kept the best defense in college football history off the field when you sidelined Marty Lippincott, who I saw personally handle Tony Siragusa on game film. Yeah, Jerry Fowl showed it to me. He said, you come to Notre Dame, you're going to be starting either at outside linebacker or nose tackle. You're strong enough, you know, to play both and fast enough to do the other wherever, but you're going to form the most dominant defense in college football history. And I'm saying that if Cedric Figueroa is playing his true position at rush end, Lou, we had the best defense that college football has ever seen winning that national championship. And Frank Stamms never plays in the NFL, brother, because you know what? If it wasn't for you, I could have been a football fucking legend, Namiga. Seriously. You know what? I was fast, Lou, and I was good, and it's starting to get out. You know what? Game film, okay, talk, the fact that stevia works, the fact that the violin works too. And what I'm saying, Lou Holtz, is that if this hits and it goes famous and you do nothing, I will tell everything I know about you to be true, okay? That I personally saw you attack your starting quarterback and ruin one of the finest football quarterback prospects in the history of the game. End zone to end zone. Tony Rice was so fucking strong, he could throw the ball that far. So accurate, he was giving Tim Brown bruises. Seriously, missiles coming in, okay? He just needed the touch. And I saw you attack him, Lou. Tackle him to the ground in a fit of manic rage the first time. The second time, Tony, he was strong, man. He just bent over and you hung like a koala bear, okay? And we talked about you, Lou. And you know what? Guys were thinking, fuck this, I'm getting out, man. I'm transferring immediately, okay? And they did. And I didn't give a fuck because I was pretty much done with football. And I thought, you know what, I'm gonna give this boxing thing a try, right? And so, like when I got set up for that attempted rape, okay, that could be so easily disproved, Lou Holtz, that within the first $20,000, Notre Dame's throwing in the white flag. Fuck, can you imagine? The priest of the hall, his testimony in front of a potential jury is that he knocked at the door within this 3-4 minute time frame, okay? That's the max that we had, okay? That was in question. And, you know, his testimony, priest, director of the hall, he works for the Catholic Church. Even though they've aspirated kids all around the world, you know what? They're still reverent, right? And their testimonies believed. He said it was silent. And he tried to lock, it was locked, and you know what? Listen, and we could tell. We were frozen. And then, you know, the fact that I heard Digger Phelps fucking talking with Jerry Faust, lieutenant commanders, man, treasonous shit. They should have been fired, all of them, okay? We're talking scandal, okay? A major college football team is being undermined on purpose because Jerry Faust, a high school guy, you know what? They just gave him the cream of the crop, man, and he had to be taught a lesson. So you fucking snookered him, man. You should have kept him as the lead recruiting coordinator, man, because he got talent, Lou, okay? In fact, not fiction, Lou. If it's not for you, I am in the NFL, man. I'm walking onto the Raiders, but you firing me for making the play, dude, you know what? I was like, fuck this, man. I'm going to end up in prison. I'm going to have motherfuckers like you killed, and I'll end up in prison too. And I knew there was some reason that, like, I shouldn't go to prison. You know what? I had to, you know, be smart, you know, play it safe, never rat, just never do anything dumb, okay? or do it smart if you're on a mission. But, yeah, it was the stevia thing curing, Lou, and the fact that the violin gives about an orgasm a minute for up to 2 hours, Skip Holtz, and upgrades the Kama Sutra. What you should do with a quickness is light your woman's pussy up and then go, Dad, you know what? We better validate stevia or the violin, or the truth is going to get out and it's going to ruin you